84 kwa Papa Likee TV na message and our channel so hit the man subscribe and like some drop in latest news content o better brain now so and said to me akabi na ye bora and 84 say no judges ni bi afshasi Decend on Torkornoo pa him say ma men wo ma la hye pa wo ma da dwene ye no mahu say constitution ya Torkornoo aya to 97 wako se ho yi die ti asembe badabi pa no mo de omo je Mame na rule ni ye the Wörs in the history of Ghana. Na ensem ni beto dwa no me ho adwiri me kakra na ye munro ye ntie ensem ni bi ye ba be so de ka ho bia no me de mu ensem bebrem.
They underestimate you our platform so I don't underestimate anybody. I don't underestimate anybody. Sabio, any friend who crash me, I don't underestimate him. Information is dangerous. It is one carrying here over saying per life. You see the story. It does not deserve any Ghanaian's time. You see the story. MPs can only vacate seat upon changing political identity. Supreme Court. No Ghanaian should waste their energy on this verdict from the Supreme Court. No Ghanaian. So you're Ghanaian, now you want to waste your energy on the Supreme Court of Ghana. Then you don't know what you want. Then you yourself, you are confused. No Ghanaian should waste their time on Torkornoo and the Supreme Court. No Ghanaian. They don't have credibility again. The ruling that came out, Omwankasa Judge Fodibi said, it is one of the worst rulings on this land, Ghana. They don't have any credibility. They are ashamed. They know they have denigrated the Supreme Court. They are just sitting there in shame. We are not supposed to make this a national conversation. Because you see, when you read the whole ruling and the 101 pages, 101 pages, we took like 2 hours to analyze everything. You read 101 pages. This is a sham. It is a disgrace, a time, a failure. And you can see clearly that what they put out there, they are ashamed. They do not even have a definite answer, a definite ruling. The ruling is vague. Because you see, when you put a ruling out, and one of the judges on the bench, Eba Bontilbeka, said this ruling, the Chief Justice should understand this is an embarrassment to the office. A time. That's why I'm telling Ghanaians, nobody. This Chief Justice is an embarrassment to herself. She's an embarrassment to the court. She's a straightforward political agent. She does not have that independence to sit in the Supreme Court and make decisions by respecting the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. No, she's not independent. The Chief Justice is basically a slave to the executive. And see, I don't want Ghanaians to spend too much time on the ruling. So right now, if an MP goes to Parliament, na ura Parliament, na sa article 97G any H no, at the end of the day, a dear emra and a Parliament a bit makasa obi vacating the seat emra bang because Supreme Court say emra bie ni wa a bit must stop obi in Parliament from vacating their seat. That is basically their judgment. How did we get here? Into sa article no. That article na no, sa article na constitution no any standing orders no, when does it take effect? Supreme Court sa ruling ya modia be sa article no standing orders sa article no constitution no, when does it take effect? When is it necessary to use it? When? Because you are telling us that now anybody can come to Parliament and then act as if he's an MPP but he is working with NDC. Anybody can come to parliament and act as if it's NDC and work with MPP. Somebody can come to parliament as an independent, pretend to be independent, and work with the NPP against the... So basically, there are no rules. Your ruling is vague. And you see, Chachichi Kataka Asembi, or say, don't think, say, some men with guns and some young men with bombs and the best constitutional, the people we have entrusted that constitution to, the Supreme Court, they are the ones who will destroy the constitution. And today is the beginning of the destruction of Ghana's constitution by Torkornoo. Obian fetuo embese Ghana constitution in democracy. Our Supreme Court will destroy our democracy, and they started it today. It is embarrassing. In fact, when you watch or listen a time, a ferry, you ask yourself, say, these people, what do they want? What's your end game? What do you want to achieve? Omo make is our ruling, and they say about arrest tire. What cause chaos or the landmine at all. One of the judges now omo make this very, very despicable ruling. We say the so retire. Problem now we create, who is going to solve it? Or this is where we are. The elderly we have given, or people we have given position to, they don't care about this nation. And anytime I catch Ghana for say, the Chief Justice, the ruling from the Supreme Court, don't waste any energy on it. It is a sham. It is a disgrace. At time, it makes them look naked. It makes them look like when they are walking, they are not wearing panties. It makes them look like puppets. You see, right now I see the Supreme Court as old men and women walking naked. It's so embarrassing and disgusting that we sit, and today the Supreme Court of our land is now interested in destroying the democracy of this nation. I see them as naked women and men walking without anything. I am embarrassed in my heart for the Supreme Court. See, if you want to see the embarrassment, one of the judges, Tanko, who was part of the panel, this is what he said. The one of the judges who dissented, 2 judges did not agree with the decision. This is what the judge said. Or say, so really, baby, I don't want us to waste time on this Supreme Court thing. It is just, or say, my Lord, even though I find the instant case as one which can be described as a great case within Lord Dennings's description, the situation we are confronted with in this action, in my view, is not a hard situation. It is usual occurrence in our interpretive functions as the highest court of the land. Fortunately, we have churned out enough jurisprudence in dealing with the issues raised in this suit. I must state from the outset that it is these settled and consistent jurisprudence from this court which I hold firm in this delivery. This one is one of the judges, Lovelace. That was her position. One of the judges said, "May catch asem ding," but it is looking like say asem we no. Yene yetumi no, yama yetumi no atra bebi asem no wo. One of the judges who sided with one of the judges who dissented, the one person, one of the 2, Tanko and Lovelace. Lovelace said, Chief Justice, it looks like as some jurisdiction no, and a territory. But at the end of the day, you judges into your transfer, many option be to be part of this case. Judge for no mutina case in Sukrampono catch Chief Justice said this is wrong. This case, how we have ruled it, is not the right way to do things. And that you, the Chief Justice, you have basically skewed the system. Because, sorry, this is Tanko. Because at the end of the day, Asemno Krampono jurisdiction, and I say Asemno, Yentaba in Krampono, Yatremu dodo. Asemwe Nyasema Dinga, and the Wama Semia Chinchina, Ya Brabra, Senoma Yatri, and Tabe Mako do be this year drew. Na Tanko Ekasan the 13th, or say, sorry, where Tanko, or say, I do not hasten to proclaim that I have apprehended with despair the majority's conclusion in this suit, but I state with utmost deference to the Honorable Chief Justice and the rest of my brethren in the majority that not only do I fundamentally disagree with their conclusion, I, with all due respect, also find the decision an aberration to the established and accepted judicial position of this court, which with, let me read the second part, which with, and that is the part marked red, which with profound respect, I hope in no distant future, the resultant usurpation of the constitutional prerogative of the High Court, incidental to the majority decision will be reversed. Tanko, the final reasoner ojina so eka say the Chief Justice and the other 4 judges no epene so say assemwe enkoda bibia no o say ono de opeso kache Chief Justice ene ni nuanom a omote de omote asem no so say adekudie ntia assemwe onjintum say the Speaker of Parliament enye unconstitutional no enye constitutional ne say ogidi pa say sa assemwe. Sorry, you dropped out of battery.
Tamapaya. Dagbana magumeye. Dagbana magumeye. Samapaya tabu makana. Suwayambala jimayana. Mayambala jimayana. Haruna idirisu. Manza nawum. Manza irwa tamadu tamya.
Tanko asema oka nyina ne se o se asem no so ode no kura tu bebia da decision na nipo 5 no ka say Chief Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin ade oye no enye constitutional o se one de ogitum say sa asem we debi oka o se debi asem we e wo say sa tena so ne dane den the ruling no because nyoma bebre wo mu a entwa yi also the sebi or the enim dear Emma Chief Justice any nuanom na omo ka say asem we embuntia Chief Speaker of Parliament or say ono de ade mani gina so ka say on gintum ne say asem na nkase nya asem ayedin na omo at by omatabemu ayeyire asem no so ema nyoma bia enise yedi bem ene nkwanchen bia yedi abewurawuram no ama asem ne ya asem ya ono na kumemu no ohun ni say etiamra sene ayebu entanchie enten na omobu no say that judgment the ruling no emfa kwemu na osi onim se debi ye be kai no efri say sa asem we debi ye be sa frɛ no Supreme Court na yaka say ruling we na enye no kore. This is one of the judges omutina case ni so catch Ghana for say Chief Justice any 4 judges no come yakrofo omo kan kore. Now, my mention the reason why Chief Justice Torkornoo ruling no oye no 7. Okay? This ruling is a temporary ruling for the MPP to enter Parliament and go past Sika 7 omo pese omo pass no. Madam Torkornoo, she knows for a fact said this ruling will be reversed in the future. She knows. And nuntina oba final ruling no or didn't pass 7 by. Because if even one person dissents, what it means is say in the future somebody can base on that one person's idea not to concur or not to be part of the other people in the ruling. No? One person can take that person's view no, and go to the Supreme Court and say because one person did not agree with the lot, no, there is still room for the case to be re-looked at again. And it's not deliberately, no. The Chief Justice, no, nipa 5 or no nim se obetumi omaya yes. And of 5 mienu kan wa she did not care what they would say. Enti sa nipa mienu no. Sa nipa mienu no na onim said they are not going to agree, but we didn't come for a set for akano ho. But Omo catch the Ghana for say this decision, one day, it will come back to the Supreme Court and it will be reversed. Madam Torkornoo, she knows. Torkornoo, she is doing this temporarily for the NPP to go to Parliament and pass that tax waiver. On say, in the near future, somebody will raise this issue and say this case was not ruled the right way and that it should be reviewed, and that they will go back and say, because as we speak, let me clear with you here. Let me clear with you. Oba Okankwe North, right? Girl, yeah, or contest with Kuapim, Amadou Kuya, or a sitting MP, or Tinahoma Ekuapim for, right? And at the same Amadou Kuya, no, Abba Okankwe North, Abba contested for primaries. Now, if about 3 months ago, Amadou Kuya wuya, say Amadou Kuya 3 months ago, oh wuya. Anka was NPP foko pe nipa mienu ana, because you have to understand Amadou Kuya in Parliament, she's representing the
It must hit some Jebre or Delhi update if so.